Hi everyone, and welcome to your Fat Burner Workout Challenge. Please make sure you have some clear space around you, free from any trip hazards. If you have your water bottle with you, then keep it close because you may need to reach for it between exercises. Let's get started. Side to side squats and King Kong slams for this exercise. So starting with your side to side squat, just make sure we're dropping down into a squat height, and then what you've got to do is maintain your height and move from one side to the other. So get your feet together, go back into your squat, and then get your feet onto the other side as well. Try and keep your posture as upright as you can throughout this set. And then we're going to go into some King Kong slams. So this is like throwing a slam ball into the ground with high pace and endless momentum. So dropping down, making sure that we're getting a good squat throughout this slam movement, and just using your arms for momentum and high pace throughout. Your turn to have a go at this superset. Starting this combination with a plank with a lateral reach. So You can see that I'm starting with my feet at shoulder width so that I've got a reasonable amount of balance before I get started. And then it's a matter of reaching to the side and touching the floor, but you can see I'm really trying not to shift my hips. So we don't want any rotation of the hips for this one. And this will force you to use your intercostals and your obliques a lot more. Then we're going to get up and go into some gate swings. So these are like in and out squats, except when we jump out into the squat, we're going to go all the way down. Now your hands are remaining on your thighs, so you can push off on this one to assist you, and then just keep that momentum going throughout the set. Your turn to try this combination. Starting this superset with some glutes bridges, but this one's a harder version. We're doing it with a single leg. So you can see Coach Levi's knees are glued together, but one of his legs is remaining nice and straight and it's off the floor. This is a much harder variation of a glutes bridge and a lot more pressure on your hamstrings for this one. Let's keep the nice form and let's try to put a little pause at the top of it and then change legs and switch over to the other side. Before we go on to our cardio exercise, which is a prone jack. So this is like a jumping jack, but in a prone position. So your hands are supporting you underneath you, and then just jumping with your feet together and then nice and wide. So you've got to distribute your weight so that some of your weight is on your arms and a little bit going through to your feet as well. Your turn to have a go at this. A little bit of a tricky balance exercise with this one, guys. So we're going to work some twisting, alternating lunges to start this superset. So you can see that you've got to start relatively wide so that your lunges land in the right place. And then all we're doing is just rotating from left to right and so forth. Now, as you drop down, make sure you stop just before your knee touches the ground and pick it all the way back up again. Then we're going to go into some gentle burpees and add some calves raises to it as well. So you can see we're stepping into these burpees rather than jumping into them. And rather than a jump at the top, we've got a calves raise at the top as well. So it's a more muscle focused and less joint impact exercise relative to a traditional burpee. Your turn to have a go at this superset. starting this combination with an isometric squat. So we're going to drop down into that static squat position with our feet parallel, legs at shoulder width, and just trying to maintain a nice vertical posture and just keeping right angles on the back of our knees if we can. Then for our cardio exercise, we're going to go into some double jabs, and we're switching stances between each double jab so that it becomes all about the foot movement and really just trying to stay off the ground and stay nice and light on your toes throughout. This should help with getting the heart rate right up. Your turn to have a go at this superset. We're starting this superset with a prone shoulder press. Now, this is probably the hardest variation of a push-up. So you can see I've got my weight on the ball of my foot, kind of pushing forward and then dropping down into what feels like a shoulder press and then lifting back up. Now, you've got to make sure your tailbone is the highest point of your body throughout this particular exercise. Then we're going to change it up and work some gate swings. So this is similar to an in and out squat, except once we jump to the outside component, we're going to drop a little bit further down and put a little bit more emphasis on the squat itself. Now you can see I've got my hands on my thighs to also assist me. You can push and jump back up and get your feet together and keep going with this exercise. Your turn to try it. Well done for getting through today's workout. Be sure to spend a few minutes stretching and cooling your body back down. Comment and let us know what you thought of today's workout, and be sure to tune in tomorrow to progress through to the next workout. See you soon.